Good evening. It's Friday, January 21st, 2022. We want to get you caught up on the biggest stories of the day so far.
And we begin tonight with the Metro Atlanta community mourning the death of a 19-year-old Marine. Our Adam Murphy has the latest.
There are many students here in the ROTC program at Collins Hill High School in Gwinnett County who remember Jonathan Gerke, and we're deeply saddened by his passing. And I'm told they intend to make sure he is properly memorialized and never forgotten.
He's a kid. I mean, he was a kid to me. He meant a lot to our program.
Master Sergeant Jeremy Renault fought back tears Friday while talking about the loss of one of his former ROTC students, Jonathan Gerke.
It's tough to deal with. I dealt with it a lot when I was on active duty. And then coming into this program to teach kids, I never anticipated I'd have to deal with anything like this.
The 19-year-old from Lawrenceville was one of two Marines killed Wednesday when the tactical vehicle they were riding in rolled over near the intersection of Highway 17 and 210 in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
When we talked to our juniors and seniors and notified them, because those were the group that was still close to him. They were freshmen when he was a senior here at Collins Hill.
Renault described Jonathan Gerke as a leader who racked up hundreds of hours of community service and inspired everyone around him.
He was a four-time national award winner, Community Service National Award, American Legion National Award for Excellence, Tuskegee Airman Award for national recognition. So he wasn't a kid who was just coming into the program to hang out.
CBS 46 met with Jonathan's family at their Gwinnett County home. They said he would always light up a room with his smile and loved what he did.
He met me at the door when I walked through the ROTC door as a brand new instructor with a cup of coffee. And he said, "Sergeant Renault, I'm Chief Master Sergeant Gerke, I'm your command chief, and I heard you like coffee." And I said, "I'm gonna love this kid."
Yeah, there were a lot of people that loved that kid. I'll tell you what, he was in the top 2 to 3% in terms of physical fitness in the ROTC program. And on top of that, he also was in the rifle program. So what I'm being told tonight is all of the students have decided they would like to remove the rifle he often used and put that out of inventory and then create a memorial. It's a tough loss for this community. Live in Gwinnett County, Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
New details tonight. Atlanta police announce an arrest in the murder of a mother of 3. Jamisha Trammell's body was found in the woods off Tiger Flowers Drive near Anderson Park in December. Her mother, sisters, and children stood with detectives today as they announced the arrest of 25-year-old Wallace Ponder. He was arrested in Gwinnett County yesterday.
She just came down here and met the wrong person. That was it. And sometimes we run into wrong people. But Misha always thought she could fix something. She wanted to fix it.
Police have not commented on the circumstances surrounding her death or a motive.
A woman is in custody charged in the murder of her 1-year-old son. Atlanta police say Amaya Williams left 2 small children in a room with an unsecured gun at a home on Hartwell Road last week. We're told that one of the children grabbed the weapon and fired it, hitting the other child. The child died a few days later.
City of Atlanta Police Department has had several instances in which persons have contributed to injuries or death as a result of irresponsible gun ownership and having left guns unattended where they could be accessed by children, which was the case in the incident on Hartwell Road.
Atlanta police say if you choose to own a weapon, which of course you can legally, please properly secure it.
A man's in custody accused of shooting into a Marietta home on 3 separate days. We showed you this shocking video earlier this week. Police say Tevin McDonald is facing aggravated assault and weapons charges. Investigators say McDonald walked up to a home in Queensboro Square complex and fired into the door. Luckily, no one was hurt. An update on a CBS 46 investigation. A judge hearing arguments over a lawsuit about Georgia's medical marijuana industry.
A company that was not granted a license to produce cannabis oil is suing, calling into question the selection process. Investigative reporter Rachel Polanski has more on today's hearing. Rachel.
Yeah, Rick, this hearing was extremely important because Georgia's medical marijuana market cannot launch till after this lawsuit is resolved. Now, this suit was filed by cannabis company Georgia Atlas, which was not one of the 6 companies chosen by the state last year to produce cannabis oil. Now they're asking a judge to stop the state from going forward with finalizing these licenses. because they say that the bidding process was, quote, lacking in transparency, objectivity, and fairness. While the attorney representing the state is pushing to dismiss the case, calling several of Georgia Atlas's claims contradictory.
Under 11th Amendment immunity, suit brought against a state official, which is in fact a suit against the state, is barred regardless of whether it seeks monetary, declaratory, or injunctive relief.
Judge, you are the only person with the jurisdiction and the power to correct those things, other than, of course, the Georgia legislature, should they go back in session and try to go and fix this and make the changes that are needed to make the process work.
Now the judge is going to consider both sides before he makes a decision, which means even more delays for thousands of patients who have already waited 7 years. That's, of course, when cannabis oil was first permitted in Georgia. Karen, Rick.
All right, thank you so much, Rachel. For the first time ever, the Atlanta-based CDC releasing real-life data on the effect of booster shots against the COVID-19 Omicron variant. The results come from 3 large studies that looked at millions of cases. The data showed that getting a booster was 90% effective at preventing people from being admitted into hospitals due to Omicron. However, 2 vaccine doses alone were only 57% effective. We spoke one-on-one with CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky about these new findings.
Right now, with these new emerging studies just today, is how important it is to get boosted with that extra shot after your primary series to make sure that you maintain protection against Omicron.
Now, Dr. Walensky told us about 32% of Georgians have received their booster shots.
New tonight, a local lawmaker is hoping to make mental health a bigger priority for first responders.
He's proposing new legislation at the Capitol to expand workers' compensation claims to include post-traumatic stress disorder. Capitol reporter Haley Mason live tonight talking to the police officer at the heart of this bill. Haley.
Karen, first responders tell me that they want their mental health to be included in health care coverage, just like their physical health. The bill is being sponsored by a Democrat from Lawrenceville. He says that this is a way to help our helpers. Corporal Ashley Wilson says her life changed dramatically when she saw her partner be shot and killed on the job.
I really struggled with mental health and finding the resources that I needed.
Officer Antoine Toney was killed in 2018, and for the next year, his partner, Corporal Wilson, says she accumulated thousands of dollars of medical debt and exhausted all of her paid leave, seeking mental health care for the trauma.
If you watch your best friend get shot in the line of duty and develop those same mental wounds, they're not seen as being able to be covered.
Wilson began to research ways for PTSD from the job to be covered under workers' compensation plans.
Apply the same policy that we would do if you broke your leg.
She began compiling research and reached out to Representative Greg Kennard, asking him to draft legislation.
All of us have experienced some levels of anxiety and pressure because of the pandemic, but when you layer that and bake that in with the everyday pressures that a police officer or firefighter is experiencing, it can do even more escalated damage.
Kennard drafted House Bill 855 to have work-related PTSD treatment for first responders covered as health care.
As a society, we have to really change our mind about the way we think about mental health.
They see it as a way to help the helpers, those who put their lives and mental health on the line for service.
They will see things that their eyes can't unsee, and their minds will never forget. You know, I think civilians do see us as these superhumans, but that really often does mask the truly trauma that our brains go through.
And Officer Wilson sees this as a way to contribute to the legacy of her partner that has gone on the duty, dying on the duty, excuse me. There will be a hearing this coming Wednesday at the Capitol where lawmakers as well as first responders will come to talk about the traumas of PTSD in hopes of pushing this bill forward. Reporting live at the state capitol, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
We have a crime alert tonight. A community coffee shop robbed at gunpoint. Hodgepodge Coffee, well known for giving back to the community, but a brazen crime has their employees concerned for their safety.
They say it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. CBS 46's Savannah Louie explains from Reynoldstown.
This all happened in broad daylight on Thursday. I'm told a man walked inside here and robbed the coffee shop at gunpoint.
There's been a robbery and an employee was involved and it was at gunpoint, I mean, you suddenly, it's what have I done wrong?
Crystal Rodriguez is trying to figure out how to stop a crime she wasn't a part of.
How do I fix this?
The owner of Hodgepodge Coffee says this man robbed their Reynoldstown location around 5 p.m. Thursday, stealing a couple $100s from the register, belongings from the lone employee working, and that employee's car.
And it's massively unsafe.
John Lindsay, an employee at the Ormwood and Reynoldstown location, recalls a chilling conversation with the victim last week.
She jokes like, oh, have we ever gotten robbed here? Because I feel wildly unsafe here. And I was like, not yet, but it's bound to happen eventually. And then a week later is when it happened.
Employees now call on their boss for better safety measures.
We should close the location earlier because it's unsafe at night. We should have people working at like double shifts so there's people here more than just one person.
The business owner points towards city leaders to boost police presence and tighten up on liquor licenses in the area. Bold criminals not deterred by efforts already in place.
There was actually a cop in front of our building issuing a citation to a driver yesterday while this man was in the building with our employee. And he waited until the cop left for him to leave. So truly, we don't know what else we can do.
This location is closed until Monday as employees recover from this scary situation. Reporting from Atlanta, Fulton County, Savannah Louise, CBS 46 News.
Tonight, family members demanding justice for a man who was shot and killed by Atlanta police 3 years ago.
Justice! When do we want it? Now!
A rally held at the Fulton County Courthouse in honor of Jimmy Atchison. Atchison, who was wanted on armed robbery charges, was found in a closet hiding in an apartment in 2019. Former Atlanta police officer Sung Kim shot into that closet, shooting him in the face. The officer resigned and was never charged.
Oh, this hurt. If you want to know what pain feels like, this is pain. You know, we have to get out here every day and fight for justice. I'm not tired. I'm just tired of this injustice. I'm tired of people ignoring the fact that my son Jimmy Atchison's life don't matter.
The Atchison family and their attorneys are calling for a grand jury to be convened. They've also filed a lawsuit seeking tens of millions of dollars.
Developing tonight, a British doctor is dead after being hit by a stray bullet while sleeping at an apartment in Brookhaven. Police say someone was firing gunshots into the air aimlessly at a nearby complex. We're told Dr. Matthew Wilson was hit in the head while lying in bed. He was taken to the hospital where he later died.
And had nothing to do with anyone that was involved in this type of reckless act, has now lost their life. This is a tragic incident.
Police say Dr. Wilson was here visiting his girlfriend. We're told that Wilson was previously a researcher at Georgia State University before moving to Europe.
2 suspects in custody after a little boy is caught in the crossfire of a shootout. Police say drivers in separate vehicles were shooting at each other when a child in a different car was grazed in the back. It happened on Campbellton Road Wednesday. Deontay Anderson, Paul Hines Jr., both charged with aggravated assault and child cruelty. Developing tonight, Airbnb is bringing more business to Atlanta. The company is putting its Tech Hub in West Midtown. It'll be located in the interlock mixed-use building on Howell Mill Road. Airbnb says it wants to draw from the diverse talent pool that Atlanta colleges and universities offer.
We're going to be hiring for non-technical and technical jobs, as well as looking to really work on building out and recruiting our workforce and the diversity of our workforce as, you know, a reflection of the diversity of Atlanta.
Airbnb plans to open the Tech Hub later this year.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.